Hi everyone, my project's name is Fantasy as Resistance, and my current research question is: in China's authoritarian heteropatriarchal society, how does the power generated by the homosexual fantasies of anime-adapted drama scroll fans creatively transcend the boundaries of fandom to influence and even potential against established heterosexual norms in mainstream culture? So anime, in the Japanese context, there used to be a distinction between shunenai, a subgenre characterized by platonic love between two beautiful young boys. In China, fans often use anime and BL interchangeably. My research question now is more specific than WIPs because anime adapted drama is a resource for producing male-male coupling, which is CP. I chose to transfer my research from CP to anime adapted drama because of a series of statements and prohibitions issued by Chinese authoritative news media and the government. On 16 March 2021, an op-ed published on state-run Xinhua News Agency warned about the negative influence of anime-adapted dramas on impressionable teenagers. Many fear this signals an imminent crackdown on the boys' love gene. On 26 August 2021, Guangming Daily commented that some of the anime-adapted dramas tend to be vulgar, highlighting the ambiguity of male body language on the screen to attract attention. This is important as China is a country where the government's attitude becomes the official public attitude. On 16 September 2021, the State Administration of Radio and Television issued a document stressing the need to resist the trend of anime drama resolutely. This means that the homosexual fantasies of fans have begun to influence and even interfere with established heterosexual norms in mainstream culture. This also means even subtextually homoerotic content is unstable in China, which made me thought the censorship of homosexual themes. So comes to the mind map. When anime or boys' love novel moves on the screen, it will face Chinese censorship. Although anime culture is distinct from homosexual culture, it is not realistic, and the male-male love depicted is aesthetic and imaginary because of the strict censorship on representation of homosexuality in literature and film. Anime is the only source of information about romantic and erotic relationships between two men in China. It naturally bears a certain educational function about gay and their lives, even though many Chinese academic fans often draw a clear line between anime/fiction and gay literature. Anime is about homosexuality and gays for most Chinese. Male homosexual narrativism seems a fantasy for pleasure in online fandom, but it also plays with homosexual prohibitions in China. Here I will borrow a whole series of encoding and decoding to unpack the production, circulation, consumption, reproduction of the anime-adapted drama in Chinese media. The producers disseminate the queer discourse about the series through encoding, and fans decoded it to interpret every normal interaction between the two characters and to see the true love between them. The most significant narrative change in anime-adapted drama encodes homosexual relationships between men into brotherly bond. The most basic coding is the implicit expression of love through eyes and body movements. In the experiment, I got inspiration from gay semiotic and used visual language to analyze the eye contact and body contact between two actors. I try to find some interaction between two characters and consider these interactions are homosexuality, homosociality, and heterosexuality, which means the drama brings potential content for fans' homosexual fantasy. I also try to find some fans' video production compared with original drama to show queer fans decoding and reproduction.
一见到沈教授就有一种一见如故的感觉。
我轻点。不行，
来，我真的不用，我不。
行了。
你看过他温柔都是假，爱也全都是。The prototype one is based on the encoding and decoding analysis of dummy-adapted drama, and a useful practice review is decoding dictaria status. I used red as the main color of the book because I wanted to convey that this encoding and decoding in a way that bypasses censorship only happens in an authoritarian socialist context like China. The book's first part is a basic introduction about the dummy-adapted drama, scroll fans, and Chinese censorship. The second part is based on the previous experiment of encoding and decoding, how the fantasy love is encoded in the drama by body movement and line language. The audience can have different angles to decode it as homosexuality and homosexuality. The third chapter is Queer Socialist Brotherhood, which is defined as a term developed by fans for male-male romance in drama under the pressure of censorship, while being aware of the romantic subtext of the storyline. This means fans and dummy-adapted drama have self-protective strategies to play hide-and-seek with censorship. In this case, Socialist Brotherhood is an alternative decoding of homosexual fantasy as an action attempts to claim the central relationship of the drama as conforming both sexually and politically to Chinese party-state regulations. The term constantly marks it compliance with the rules and outwardly refer to some secret homosexual love. The first chapter is about drama scroll fans' reproduction, such as Photoshop to make two characters kiss and sleep on the same bed to satisfy their homosexual fantasy with fan fiction. This chapter also clicks fans' production. Fans are no longer mere receivers but also creators of text, and the texts of drama are not only objects of consumption but also reproducible material for young people. Co-fans recreate the content and character relationships through poaching and norman to reinforce the dismantling of boundaries and highlight the presence of love. The fifth chapter is about the audience not satisfied with decoding the text itself but extended even to the relationship between the two actors in reality. One co-fans homoeroticize certain male celebrities, turning them from their no sexual social relationships as depicted in the mainstream media to homosexual fantasies. They disturbed the boundaries that separate male homosocial desires from male homosexual desires and touch on the prohibitions against homosexuality. Fantasies about two male celebrities as a couple in love sometimes transcend the scope of online queer fans and begins to influence, even interfere with the established heterosexual norms in the mainstream culture. So far, the book is still under construction, and there might be some improvements like using translucent paper and other binding ways to show the concept of fantasy, reality, and encoding-decoding. Prototype 2 is a flag because flag can be fan sport for idols and meanings as resistance, and I try to add Morse code onto the flag to express opinion of encoding and decoding. The backgrounds are all extracted from TV signals. For further development, maybe QR code is a good way to express encoding, decoding, and deliver readable sources. That is all what I've done so far. Thanks for your listening.